My dear brother, my dear sister, life hasn't been easy lately, has it? You've been through a lot. Sleepless nights, heavy thoughts, silent battles. You've smiled when your heart was breaking. You've said, I'm fine, when you were anything but. And yet, people tell you, you look young for your age. And you wonder, how? Why? You're tired, you've faced pain, you've seen hardship. But somehow, your face still holds peace. Your eyes still shine. That's not a coincidence. Let's talk about why. Here are 7 hidden reasons why you might appear younger than you really are. Not from creams or clinics, but from the heart, from the soul. 1. You cry to Allah when no one else sees. You know those nights when it feels like no one understands you? When the pain in your chest feels too heavy to carry? When your thoughts are loud but your room is quiet? That's when you turn to Allah. Not because you're strong, but because you're tired. Because no one else can carry what you're holding inside. So you cry. Not in front of people, they wouldn't get it. You cry in front of the one who already knows. You raise your hands and the words might not come out perfectly. Sometimes you just sit there quietly while your tears speak for you. But Allah hears even the tears you wipe away quickly. Even the ones you cry without sound. He hears them all and He responds. Not always by changing your situation right away, but by placing sukoon, deep, calming peace in your heart. It's like a soft blanket over your soul. Indeed, in the remembrance of Allah, do hearts find rest. Qur'an 13:28. It's true, you feel it. After you cry in sujood, something shifts. You still have problems, yes, but your heart becomes steady. Your thoughts become quieter. You feel like you can breathe again. And that peace, it doesn't stay hidden. It shows in the way you speak, in the way you smile, in the softness of your eyes. That is why some people look at you and say there's something peaceful about you. It's not your makeup, it's not your skin. It's your connection with Allah. Your pain, given to Him in secret, became a source of beauty. Your tears didn't break you. They built you. They purified your heart. And a clean heart has its own kind of glow. One that creams can't create and time can't erase. So if you've ever cried to Allah when no one else saw, don't think those tears were wasted. They were seen. They were counted. And they were the reason for the peace that now lives quietly on your face. That's why you look younger. That's why you feel lighter. Because when your heart finds peace with Allah, everything else begins to heal. 2, you keep smiling through the pain. There are times when your heart feels heavy, but you still smile. Not because everything is okay, but because deep down, you know that Allah is in control. You're not pretending, you're not trying to hide your pain. You're just choosing to face life with strength. The kind of strength that comes from faith. Maybe you've been through disappointment. Maybe you've lost something or someone. Maybe your dreams didn't go the way you hoped. But still, you show up. You greet people with warmth. You speak gently. You smile. That smile is not weakness. It's one of the most powerful signs of your iman. Because it means you haven't given up. It means you still believe in Allah's mercy. You're still grateful even while you're hurting. The Prophet ﷺ told us, even a smile is charity. Tirmidhi. That's not just a small thing. It means your smile, even the tired one you gave at the grocery store, even the one you forced when your heart was aching, it counts with Allah. He saw it. He recorded it. And He placed barakah, divine blessing in your face because of it. People may not know what you've been through. They may not know how hard your days have been, but they feel something when they're around you. They feel calm, safe, uplifted. That's the result of a heart that trusts Allah. That's the quiet beauty of someone who chooses to be kind even when life hasn't been kind back. And over time, that kind of beauty stays. It settles on your face, in your expression, in the lightness of your presence. It's not youth from age. It's youth from hope, from patience, from choosing to give joy, even when you have every reason to hold it back. So don't underestimate your smile. It may look simple, but to Allah, it's a sign of your strength. It's a sadaqah. And maybe, just maybe, it's one of the reasons why people say you look younger, even after all you've been through. 3, you forgive easily, even when it hurts. Forgiving someone who hurt you is one of the hardest things you'll ever do, especially when the pain is deep, when the wound was unexpected, when it came from someone you trusted. Maybe it was a friend who betrayed you. Maybe it was a family member who spoke about you behind your back. Or someone who broke your heart without even saying sorry. And yet, you forgave. Not because you forgot what happened. Not because it didn't hurt. But because you didn't want to carry that pain any longer. You realize something important. Holding on to anger is like carrying a burning coal in your hand, hoping it burns the other person, but all it does is burn you. Forgiveness doesn't mean what they did was okay. It means you're choosing to stop letting their actions control your peace. You're saying, Ya Allah, I leave it to you. I want to be free. The Prophet ﷺ said, forgive others and Allah will forgive you. Musnad Ahmad. Think about that. When you forgive someone, you're not just doing something kind. You're opening the door for Allah's mercy to reach you. You're saying, I want to be forgiven too. I want Allah's kindness more than I want revenge. And when Allah forgives you, He doesn't just remove sins. He removes pain. He replaces tightness with peace. He lifts your heart, softens your eyes, relaxes your face. That's not just emotional healing, it's physical healing too. Have you ever seen someone who's always angry, always bitter, always complaining? It shows in their face the tension, the tiredness, because stress and resentment are heavy. They age you. They take energy from your smile. They keep you in a cycle of replaying the past. But when you forgive, really forgive, something changes. Your sleep becomes deeper. Your breath becomes easier. You stop carrying conversations in your head that already happened. You stop waiting for apologies you may never get. That freedom is priceless. It makes you walk lighter. It makes your heart shine. And your face too. People might not know your story. They don't see the betrayal, the tears, the moments you almost said, I can't forgive this. But they see the peace. They see the softness in your presence. And that makes them say, Subhanallah, you seem so calm, so youthful. Because it's not your age that gives you that glow. It's your decision to let go. And Allah knows every time you swallowed your pride, every time you said, I forgive, when your heart was still hurting, every time you held back words that could have added more pain, every time you made dua for someone who once hurt you, that is strength, that is beauty, that is light. So yes, forgiving is hard, it stings. But when you do it for Allah, He replaces that sting with serenity. He writes your name among those who choose peace over punishment. And He rewards you in ways you don't even realize, with ease, with barakah, and with a kind of youthful calm that only a free heart can carry. 4, you don't envy what others have. It's so easy today to look at other people's lives and feel like you're falling behind. You see someone post a picture of their new home, their perfect marriage, their luxury car, their glowing skin, and something inside you starts to whisper, why not me? You didn't ask for this feeling. You didn't want it. But envy creeps in quietly, especially when you're already struggling. And if you're not careful, it starts to grow. But you've chosen something better. You've learned to say, Alhamdulillah for what I have. Even when it's not much. Even when your heart sometimes feels tired. You still choose gratitude. You remind yourself, if it was written for me, it would never miss me. And if it missed me, it was never meant for me. And that simple belief protects your peace. Envy is heavy. It's like carrying a silent storm in your chest. It distracts you, it drains you. You start to feel angry with people who did nothing wrong. You stop noticing your own blessings. You feel like you're always running a race you never signed up for. And slowly that stress begins to show in your sleep, in your health, in your face. But when you push envy out of your heart, something beautiful happens. You begin to see what you do have. Your heart becomes lighter. You breathe easier. You enjoy your own life again, even if it's not perfect. And that kind of peace gives you a glow the world can't explain. You stop comparing. You start living. You stop chasing someone else's timeline. And you start trusting Allah's plan for you. The Prophet ﷺ once told us, look at those who have less than you, not those who have more. Bukhari and Muslim. Why? Because when you look at what others have, you start to feel poor. But when you look at what Allah has already given you, you feel rich. You have a roof over your head. You have food. You have someone who loves you. You can see, walk, breathe, pray. You're already surrounded by blessings. Maybe you just stop noticing them. And when your heart is filled with gratitude, it shows on your face. Your smile becomes sincere. Your eyes become calm. Your presence becomes peaceful. People may not know why, but they feel comfortable around you. They see the softness in you. They say you're glowing. But what they're really seeing is a heart that's not busy chasing others. A soul that's content. A person who trusts that whatever is meant to reach them, Allah will send it at the right time. You've learned that envy brings stress. And stress takes away your peace, your health, even your youth. But gratitude gives it all back and more. It feeds your soul. It protects your body. It brings barakah to your time, your thoughts, your smile. That's why you look younger. Because you're not wasting your energy being unhappy with what you don't have. You're using that energy to appreciate what you do have. And that mindset, it shows in your face, in your walk, in your peace. And Allah, the one who sees every quiet moment of contentment in your heart, will reward you in ways far better than anything this world can offer. 5. You talk less, but with purpose. There's something powerful about a person who doesn't talk too much. Not because they have nothing to say, but because they think before they speak. You don't waste your words. You don't speak just to fill silence. You've learned that not every opinion needs to be shared. Not every conversation needs your voice. And not every question deserves an answer. That discipline of knowing when to speak and when to stay quiet is a sign of wisdom. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever believes in Allah and the last day should speak good or remain silent. Bukhari and Muslim. This isn't just advice. It's a protection. Because words can heal, but they can also wound. They can build relationships or break them apart. And once they're spoken, they can't be taken back. You understand that? That's why you stay away from gossip. You don't join in when others are mocking someone. You avoid arguments that only feed the ego. And you stop yourself before saying something you might regret later. You've learned that silence is not weakness. Sometimes it's strength. Sometimes it's mercy. Sometimes it's wisdom. And what happens when you live this way? You avoid unnecessary stress. You don't replay conversations in your head thinking, why did I say that? You don't carry guilt from hurting someone with your words. Your mind becomes calmer. Your heart feels lighter. And that peace, that inner stillness becomes visible. It reflects in the way you talk, in the softness of your tone, in the kindness of your replies, in the way people feel safe around you because they know you won't harm them with your speech. You don't realize it, but by protecting your tongue, you're also protecting your soul. Because every word we say is written. And every word has weight in this life and the next. The people who guard their speech often live with fewer regrets. They walk through life with calmness instead of chaos. They avoid drama. They think deeply. They connect with others in a more meaningful way, not through loudness, but through sincerity. And this way of living, it keeps your body relaxed, your face soft, your eyes peaceful. You're not drained from constant talking. You're not tense from arguing. You're not burdened by things you wish you hadn't said. It's like your heart has space to breathe. And when your heart is calm, your whole appearance changes. People may say, you have a peaceful vibe, or you look younger than your age. But what they're really seeing is someone who has mastered the art of quiet strength. Someone who speaks with purpose, not pride. Someone who uses their voice to uplift, not to harm. Someone whose silence is full of wisdom, not emptiness. And Allah, the most merciful, sees your effort. Every time you stay silent when it's tempting to reply. Every time you hold your tongue out of respect. Every time you choose kind words even when you're hurt. He knows. And He places light on your face and peace in your heart. Gifts for the one who guards their tongue with sincerity. 6. You serve others quietly. There are some people whose kindness goes unnoticed by the world, and maybe you're one of them. You don't post about the good you do. You don't talk about how many people you've helped. You don't wait for a thank you or a compliment. You just do it quietly, sincerely, and move on. You've held the door open for someone who didn't even look back. You've stayed behind after a gathering to clean up while others left. You've sent money to a struggling family without ever mentioning your name. You've listened to someone vent for an hour even when you were tired yourself. You've carried burdens that weren't yours simply because someone needed help. And maybe no one else noticed. But Allah did. He sees the late night messages you sent to check in on someone. He sees the small coins you dropped into the donation box. He sees the time you sacrificed to support someone else's success. He sees the smile you gave when your heart was hurting. He sees the moments you stayed silent so someone else could feel heard. Allah says, whatever good you do, Allah knows it. Qur'an 2-197. That means not a single act of goodness is ever wasted. Even if no one claps for you, even if no one gives you credit, even if people forget, Allah doesn't. And the reward for sincere service is more than just good deeds on the day of judgment. It's also the quiet blessings He places in your life right now. He gives you ease when things get hard. He protects you from things you'll never even know about. He sends people to help you when you're in need, sometimes in the exact same way you helped someone else. And yes, He places light in your presence, a softness in your voice, a calmness in your walk, a freshness in your appearance that no product can produce. You may not be famous, but you are loved in the eyes of Allah. And that love shows. There's a reason why people feel at ease around you. Why they say things like you're different, or being around you feels peaceful. It's because your heart is clean. You're not serving to impress. You're not giving to be praised. You're doing it for the sake of the one who sees what's hidden. That sincerity makes your deeds shine even if no one sees them. Because sometimes the things done in silence are the loudest in the sight of Allah. You don't stand on stage. You don't need recognition. But in the unseen world, angels are writing down every good deed you do, even the ones you've already forgotten. And the reward? Barakah in your time. Peace in your soul. Beauty in your face. And acceptance in the hearts of people, not because you asked for it, but because Allah placed it there. So if you've been serving others quietly, never think it goes unnoticed. Keep going. Keep giving. Keep doing good when no one's watching. Because your secret acts of kindness are not only written with ink, they are reflected in your face, your calm, your presence. That's why you may look younger, lighter, more at peace. Because your heart is not busy chasing attention. It's busy giving love. And Allah never leaves the heart of a sincere servant empty. 7. You trust Allah even when things don't make sense. There were moments in your life when everything felt uncertain. You tried your best, but things still didn't work out the way you planned. You asked, why is this happening? You cried, you waited, you felt alone. But deep inside, something in you whispered, Allah knows what I don't. And you chose to trust Him. Not because it was easy, but because you knew that He never makes mistakes. That kind of trust, tawakkul, is not weakness. It's not giving up. It's surrendering to the wisdom of the one who sees the full picture while you only see a small piece. You could have drowned in worry. You could have stayed angry. You could have let anxiety take over. But instead you handed your pain to Allah and said, Ya Rab, I leave it in your hands. And He took care of you. Maybe not immediately. Maybe not in the way you expected. But He did, because He always does. The Prophet ﷺ said, amazing is the affair of the believer. Every matter is good for him. Muslim, if something good happens, he's grateful. And if something difficult happens, he's patient, and both are good for him. You live with this belief now, that even when things fall apart, maybe they're falling into place. Even when you lose something, Allah is preparing something better. Even when the door closes, He's protecting you from what's behind it. This mindset doesn't just calm your thoughts. It calms your entire body. Your heartbeat slows. Your shoulders relax. You don't carry the same weight that others do, because you're not trying to control everything. You're leaving space for Allah to take over. And when you live like that with true trust, it shows. People see your calmness. They see how you smile even when life is tough. They see how your eyes carry peace, not panic. And they say, you look so at ease. You look younger. You look different. But what they're really seeing is your faith. Faith that doesn't panic when plans change. Faith that doesn't collapse when life gets confusing. Faith that keeps your heart soft even when the world feels harsh. It's a quiet strength, the kind that doesn't shout but holds you upright. It's like carrying an umbrella in a storm. The rain still falls, but it doesn't soak you. Because you found protection under the shade of trust in Allah. You sleep deeper at night. Not because your life is perfect, but because you've handed your problems to the one who never sleeps. You smile more sincerely. Not because you don't feel pain, but because you believe every hardship carries a hidden gift. You walk lighter, not because your path is smooth, but because you believe every step is guided by the one who loves you most. That's what tawakkul does. It doesn't take away all the pain, but it fills the heart with peace during the pain. And that peace makes its way to your face. It softens your expressions. It lightens your features. It keeps you young, not just in age, but in soul. So if people ever tell you, you look so peaceful, you haven't aged a bit, just smile and say, it's the mercy of Allah. Because you've learned that real strength is not in controlling everything. It's in letting go. And knowing Allah never lets you fall. So, my dear brothers and sisters, if someone tells you, you look younger than your age, smile gently. And remember, it might not be your skin or your genes or your routines. It might be the peace in your heart, the sincerity in your dua, and the light of your faith. That is youth the world cannot measure. And if you're still hurting, still struggling, still waiting, please don't lose hope. Your Lord sees you. He hears your whispered du'as. He knows what you carry. And He is Ar-Rahman, the most merciful. He can heal what no one sees. He can light up your face when the world gives you darkness. So keep going. Keep praying. Keep trusting. Because the one who lives with Allah in their heart will always carry a beauty that time cannot touch. May Allah keep your heart alive, your faith strong, and your smile sincere. Ameen.